Hello, everyone. Hi, thank you so much for uh, getting in on here and joining me today. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch the recording. If you were unable to join me right at 12 o'clock, so, my name is Jasmine Hammonds, and I am birth worker Jazz. And I kind of just wanted to get on here, of course, to show my face, say hi. Thank you all for following me along my journey as into becoming a birth worker. And thank you for supporting me either by liking and sharing or commenting on my social media post. And I just really wanted to provide fellow birth workers as well as my potential clients with a little bit of background and some information on the services that I provide. So that way you can kind of know how I can assist you, or if you're a birth worker and you have someone that that I could be assistance for, and that way you can kind of have an idea of what it is that I can be able to provide for them. So, um, I am here in Madison, Alabama. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I've been here since 2001, and I started my birth working journey last year, actually. So it started from, of course, during the pandemic. You just kind of lose touch with being in person and things like that. And I found myself in a support group that was on Facebook, and it gave me a lot of support and encouragement I needed while I was on my lactation journey. And during that time, getting to know other moms in the group and just kind of starting to become more knowledgeable and more educated myself throughout my journey, I became really close friends with the director of the organization, and she inspired me to become a birth worker. So from that point, I began my journey into becoming a doula, and all the education background that I have, and so forth, right? So I decided to create this brand, Birth Worker Jazz, right? And it created, again, like I said, just basically from me beginning my birth working journey. And it's used for me to provide any birthing person a space to come to that is looking for a whole bodied experience. Um, and then, of course, if you are not in the state of Alabama, I do these services virtually, and I can still provide you with the same whole body experience. And this experience can start anywhere from conception up until the first year after giving birth to a baby. So within the brand, I have two businesses. They are Dula Yamaya LLC and Milky Business LLC. Um, and these are how I do all the work that I do under the one umbrella of the Birth Worker Jazz. So a little bit of Birth Worker Jazz and its services itself, like I said, it's just a hub space that holds where I, promote my business, where I promote education and support and things like that. And for social media purposes, it kind of gives me the availability to have everything kind of look the same across the board, right? So when I'm posting on social media, and then on my website, everything is kind of the same color, same face. So it just kind of looks a lot better and a little bit neater that way. And then you will see where I will post certain things, and then I will post what business is behind that particular service. So on the website, of course, in my posting, birth workers have the opportunity to provide their business on my website. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I believe that it takes everyone, it takes a village, right? And so I believe that as birth workers, we are all a part of that village, and we all have the same agenda, the same goal, the same purpose, mindset, and that is to just make sure that we are being a service to be the betterment of the birthing world here in Alabama, right? We want to make sure that those rates that are sky high are over time decreasing for both maternal and infant mortality. So that is why I provide that service on my website, because as much as I would love to, I just cannot be a service to everyone. And there are some services that I don't offer that, as a birthing person, that you may or may not want from me. And so that way we have other birthing people that's in the area that a lot of people just don't know about, have the opportunity to gain access to. So that is what you will see basically on the birth worker side. And then as you go through the website, as you start to flip through my post, you will see me talk about Doula Yemaya. So Doula Yemaya LLC is a service where I am a doula. I provide education, and I also provide peer support for both teens and adults. So let's talk about my doula work. I am a certified holistic fertility doula. And what this is a fertility doula. My plan and my overall goal is to be with you for a time frame of 5 months. Within these 5 months, I will put together a month by month specific plan that is curated just for you. Um, wrapping around your health, your lifestyle, your social lifestyle, and a few other things. It will all be included into that. In each month, it will be something working up towards our month of conception and our month of having sex, but having intentional sex. So that is the service that I would provide. I also provide just reproductive health information and education. And this will also go in conjunction to me being a fertility doula, but also it is a beneficial to know if you are wanting to prevent pregnancy. So within this education, you will learn how to track your cycles and your ovulation, understand the difference between your cervical mucus qualities within different months of your cycle. And then also learning your exact pinpoint fertile time. So again, like I said, we can definitely use this information for our purpose of conception or for our purpose of preventing pregnancy. Either way, I will definitely be a service at you. Now, for my teens, I do not offer the fertility doula services, but I do offer reproductive health education. So if you are a teen and you're just wanting to get information about your reproductive health system, wanting to know and understand how to track, your monthly cycles, understand your cervical mucus, and teens, they have a higher rate of infection, and just kind of understanding and knowing your body and being aware of your body and when it's time to bring concern to your physician. I would definitely provide education for that. Another service that I provide with Doula Yemaya is a labor doula. So I am a trained labor doula. And at this moment, I am only offering virtual, unassisted doula services. So you're probably wondering, well, what is a doula if you're not there, right? Well, it's the same thing as being a doula and having to be virtual. And it's the same thing as being a doula and you weren't able to physically be in the birthing room as you get ready to have birth. But the purpose of a doula is to provide you with the evidence-based education, the encouragement, the information for you to become a self-advocate, and so much more. So my purpose will be to provide you with all of that, to be your support system, to be your person that's rooting for you in any birthing decision that you make, and being able to provide you with a secure space in knowing that your body can do exactly what it is meant to do, and that is to birth a baby, whether that looks like medicated, unmedicated, vaginal, or a cesarean section, whether you decide to have a birth at home or in a hospital setting, whatever your choice may be. I am definitely here to support that. But in that support, I'm going to provide you with the education and the tools, and getting you prepared for everything that goes through your pregnancy by month, what you can expect during your laboring and your birthing. transition, knowing your different positions, knowing, massage and breathing techniques, and knowing your interventions and your options that you have there. So that is, the purpose of having a doula, is to be able to have someone that is going to support you, that's going to have someone that is also going to work in conjunction with your birthing team. So whether that be a physician or a midwife, but supporting them, but then also just supporting you. Again, it's being able to let you feel that your voice is heard. Often physicians, they take on several patients at a time, and you may feel that the care is just not as attentive, and that is where the doula steps in at and provide that gap that might be there, to give you that extra phone call, to give you that extra information that you may have not received when you were in the doctor's office. So, being a virtual doula, I will definitely be able to provide that for you, but I will not be able to attend any births. So, what I do is I go the extra mile by expanding my services and offering you a lot more of information, a lot more education, helping you prepare in different ways that you may not receive elsewhere, so that when you are getting ready to have birth, you feel confident, comfortable, and ready, to be able to do so without any fears. So, also, with that, I am a certified childbirth educator. So, of course, all the education, and knowledge that I have, it would be packed into your labor doula services. I highly recommend anyone to take a childbirth education class, whether you have a doula or not. It is just really good information to have. This is evidence-based education, that you can't get without having, someone who has went through the skill set to be able to provide this information for you. And oftentimes it is a little bit more information that you would get, from, other than looking on Google or getting some information from your care provider. So I definitely encourage taking childbirth education classes. I know personally for me, when I took mine, I learned so much stuff, and I was like, well, where was all of this at? Um, when I was asking my provider. And it's not that they don't know, it's just that they are so used to giving out, certain information to take care of you at that moment. Whereas the class will give them more of a broader sense, and it will be able to break certain things down, an overall span. And then this will help you, when you have questions when you go to provider. This will help you have certain conversations that you may not think of, and then you be like, hey, that's something important, or that's something I want to know more about. I think I should bring this up to my OB the next time I see either him or her. So, I definitely can provide, those services. Also, I have a peer support service, and what that is basically, peer support. That is going to be, one-on-one support from me to you, the expectant parent, and it doesn't include any, doula, information. There will be some education, because there just might be times where that information will have to be said, but it's not meant to replace, an education class or a doula or a OB or a midwife. This is just solely peer support to say, hey, I know that your feet may be swollen, but it's okay. 2 more weeks to go, 10 more weeks to go, whatever the case may be. It's just to give you that extra support that you may need. And sometimes hearing it for someone that has been through, a pregnancy, just makes you feel a little bit more better. I know we go to our friends, we go to our family, we go to our partners and our spouses. And if they just have not been through, certain things like gestational diabetes, or certain things like, having, um, high blood pressure, or, having to sleep on one side only after so many weeks. It's just good to be able to talk to someone who has been there, and can give you a little bit of encouragement, some advice, and help you set some goals, to help you prolong your journey throughout your pregnancy. And then another, benefit of having me as a doula will be, I am the North Alabama Count the Kicks ambassador. And I am committed to informing and educating everyone on the importance of stillbirth awareness. And especially in the third trimester. Alabama, we have a very high infant loss rate. And being an ambassador, for Alabama is very important to me because I think that a lot of the times we, get overlooked in that third trimester because, you only got a room in there sometimes. You're towards the end of your pregnancy. Kind of hard to um, decipher on, what's a true fetal movement and what's not. So that is where I come in at, and be able to provide you with that evidence-based education and letting you know and and understand how to exactly track those fetal movements, and like I said, to become more aware of your baby and your body and know when it's time to bring concern to your physician, or not. So that way we can, decrease the chances of having a stillbirth. So that is everything that is underneath the Doula Yemaya LLL business. So my other business is Milky Business LLC. So Milky Business is lactation support for everyone, everywhere. Right. My purpose here is to normalize lactation. I am trying to make sure that, we don't look at a nursing person as something out of the norm, something that is, meant to be done in privacy or only in your home, because it's not. A baby has to eat outside of the home, right? And a baby doesn't want to be covered up or smothered. And so the purpose of this is just to normalize lactation and then opening up different avenues and spaces to whereas public lactation is looked at as a normal thing. And then also if you, don't want to, just openly nurse in public, be able to provide a space where you can be able to do so. So I have come up with two initiatives. Um, so again, just to go back, Milky Business was originally sole purpose was to focus on the purpose of providing a space at work. And then this came just from my personal experience when it was time for me to go back to work. I thought that I would be completely prepared, and I wasn't. I had not even had a conversation with my supervisor on where I would even pump. And so throughout, my different trials and finding a space, this initiative was basically born. And it is to help businesses provide their employees who are needing to express milk a designated space to do so. This space is somewhere that is not interrupted by any other staff. It will not be used by any other staff or anything like that. Its sole purpose is to provide a space for those who are needing to express milk. So with the initiative, what I do is I help you as either an employee or an employer um, find where that space is at. The space is going to have to be, of course, ideal and realistic, and abide by our um, state and our Fair Labor Standards Act laws. And what that is just entails that, the employer is to provide a space that is just for purpose, that is just for nursing, and it is not a bathroom. And it does have a sink accessible or one close by for cleaning of pumps and such. So This is to cover any person that's needing to express milk while at work up to 1 year after the birth of a baby. So again, I'll come in, we'll sit down, we'll try to figure out what that space will look like for your business in particular. We will set up any kind of policy that needs to be added in place. Keep in mind, I do not enforce policies. I just kind of help you build up the wording to one, make it inclusive, and to make sure that it is following within all of the laws and guidelines that are granted to nursing people. And I also can provide education classes to staff that is needing to just understand the importance of, um, this, excuse me, of expressing milk, how it can help decrease postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety, which is greatly associated with making the decision on returning to work or not because of not knowing if they're going to be supported to continue their lactation journey. And also can help you with becoming recognized as a breastfeeding friendly business with the Alabama Breastfeeding Committee. So we can sit down and put that together and submit that request in as well. Um, and then also I can help you if your space provide, if your space has enough room, I can also help you provide a space for your customers. So this doesn't have to just be about your employees, but we can also provide a space for, if you have clients or customers coming in, and if they are needing somewhere to express milk, they will have a space as well to be able to do so. This is very common with your retail stores like Target and Walmart. They already have places designated for their shoppers. So if you are a business and you would like to, hop on this same initiative, I can definitely help you with that. And then I also have a Normalizing Lactation Everywhere initiative. And this is to help other sources such as your daycares and any outdoor events. So if you are a daycare facility, I will come in and I can help you with making sure that your staff is well educated and knowledgeable of how to handle human milk, that is handling it as far as storing it, warming, things like that, preparing it. However the nursing person brings it in, and being able to feed baby while they're in your care. And then also, if you are wanting to have a space for your employees, that work in a daycare, we can also have the space available for them as well. For outdoor events, this will look like your parks, your concerts, soccer complexes, any kind of outdoor events that's going on. And if you would like to have a space to where, there's a door to go to, or excuse me, or a space to go to for milk expression, I can help you set up with that. I know a few third party companies that provide portable hubs for you to use. You can rent them out or you can purchase them. So we can sit down and look at that, create a budget, and get that open as well. Of course, I do have lactation education and workshops available, and I also offer the lactation peer support, and that is just like the pregnancy support. It's just lactation support for those who are needing help with um, setting goals, maintaining those goals. You know, some encouragement to continue within their journey all the way up into 1 year of after birth. And all of the services, or excuse me, all of the educational services, I do provide workshops, and these workshops are single topic specific, and they come along with a digital workbook as well for you to kind of flow with during the presentation, and for you to have a reference to go back to at any time that you need to as well. And This way that you're not getting overwhelmed by a overall full-blown education class. You can just focus on one particular area that you may have some concerns or just want to get more information about, and that will be the time for that. Um, so those are all of my services. I hope that the information wasn't too overwhelming. I hope that you were able to take away something from this video today. Again, I just wanted to show my face and kind of explain to you what you can expect from me as a birth worker, at what you can expect from me as a doula, as an educator, as a supporter. So I hope that I was able to provide that for you. Um, if you have not been keeping up with me, I am now open and I have a schedule of availability for interviews. I do doula interviews for both fertility and labor. And I also do consultations for my Pump at Space initiative and for my Lactation Everywhere initiatives. So if you are, wanting to have a one-on-one discussion with me about a service in particular, you feel free to go ahead and go on to my website or my social media sites and do the book now. And I will go over the services. We can discuss fees and etc. Um, I think, oh, so one thing I forgot, I just thought about, within the Normalizing Lactation Everywhere initiative, this also includes help for caregivers that are not daycare workers. So this will be your family or your friends that that watches your infants while you are away. So that way they can have the understanding and the knowledge and the importance of you providing your baby with your milk and how they can um, understand the safety of storing it and preparing it and so forth. So I wanted to make sure that I put that out there. So again, my name is Jasmine, and I thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to email me, comment, DM me, whatever you need to do to get in contact with me. I am open all day for communication. And so I hope to hear from you all with some inquiries really soon. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.